Hello, welcome. Yoga on a new moon. It is the new moon cycle that allows for the solar eclipse where the moon is between the sun and the earth. The new moon represents new beginnings. It corresponds with our watery nature, as well as the space between our eyebrows and that idea of a dark sky full of stars. Let's get it into practice. Just a little bit. You may sit on your blanket if you like for butterfly pose, beginning with our first yin yoga pose, where you bring your feet together and your knees apart. And this can be to your own degree, it may be supported. Try to find your version, resetting pelvis as needed of butterfly. So getting the sit bones underneath you, finding the center of the sitting bones, letting the heels rest together. Try to release the muscular effort of the legs. Weaving your fingers in the gesture of new beginnings. Is that going to work together? You find a way to hold both of those ideas at the same time for 5 cycles of breath. Nose breathing. Slow it down. Exhaling one more time. Catching your ankles, sitting up tall, breathing in. Tilt forward from your pelvis into butterfly forward fold. Waking up the energy across the seat and the low back. The attitude of gently exploring the spaces in your body, taking things a little bit more softly, a little more restfully today. Approached with compassion, a place to practice compassion on ourselves. Slowly, slowly breathe again when you're ready. Release coming up. Support your legs coming out of the shape and let them stretch out. Easy lean back. So spin your hands, fingers going towards the back a bit, just to find that nice sense of opening the front shoulders, relaxing back, lifting yourself out of your shoulders. So a little heart space lift. Creating a meditative gaze for the practice. Keep coming back to breath and gaze. Here, down and centered. Soft eyes. Lean forward. Fold yourself into Sukhasana. Then coming over to a side bend towards the right. One more time. Exhale travels down low in the belly. Inhale with that awareness, sit tall. Exhale to the other side. Using the beginning of the pose to explore, finding the right amount of sensation where you are doing something and just not doing maximum today. A little bit softened. One more breath is 5. Wait for inhale. Come up slowly. Exhale, float the arms to seated twist. Exhale all the way. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. One more. Inhale to center. Exhale. Bring yourself over your feet to your hands and knees, working yourself back onto your mat. You can use your blanket if you'd like to, underneath your knees. Spreading the fingers, making a clear connection with the earth, with the tops of the feet as well, and the knees. Some of our flow includes the cat and cow spine. And then turn sideways. Neutral, take a moment with that. Find your axial extension, press your hands. Find tone in your low belly. Long neck. Cow spine. A little forward tilt in the pelvis, just a small amount. And then the chest and face forward too, not a lot. Breathe there a couple times. Gentle extension. And so going back to neutral is not a big movement. Cat, on the other hand, we have more range in our flexion. So tuck under your tail, press your hands, bring your mid back up towards the ceiling, chin down towards the chest. Breathe a few times there. So we can really go as much as that feels positive into the flexion. Neutral again. A little bit of extension and then flexion. Twice more, go slowly. Lengthening the spine in both of those directions, or all three, including the neutral. Neutral. Toes under, puppy. Elbows lift, hands spread. They're a little wider than your shoulders. Head down. Hips high or low, finding your own version of each shape. One more time. Breathe deeply. Long spine exhale. Flowing between puppy and cobra. This is called striking cobra. So we did this one yesterday. Pull back, rise up to your knees, release your feet, spread your hands. Give yourself enough room to come into an up dog from the knees. So it's called like a high cobra, and then slowly go back, tuck your toes, stretch your spine long. So working with your own proportions. Stop at any point with this going forward. Belly is strong to support the low back and the extension. Pull back. Extend. I bend my elbows a little bit at the end. My arms are long compared to my torso. Just work with yourself, your proportions, all beautiful and unique. One more time, go back. 1, 2, lift your knees. 3, 4, rock around a little bit with your down dog. 5, long spine, stillness, finish your out breath. Lower your knees, look forward, straighten your legs, walk towards your hands, fold forward, rocking in forward fold. Letting yourself dangle, knees bending as needed throughout the practice. Nothing is forced. Exhaling one more time. Notice your process of standing up. Start to lift your head so your spine begins to extend. Bend your knees a bit, press your feet, stand up, strong legs, extended spine. Exhale, mountain pose. Palms a little bit forward, spreading feet, sensing the feet, the earth connection. The new moon is naturally a grounding time. So we can work with that to have that sense of being grounded. Well, breathe out. Bring your hands together and make sure you have room on both sides of you for your arms to do the circling flow. Easy wide stance. Ushasana, or what's this one called? I'll have to think about it. The gesture of pouring out and letting go. Index fingers out, thumbs crossed, fingers woven. Not putting pressure on the joints of your hands. Coming up, lift the rib cage, gaze up, give it a little squeeze for a few breaths. Creating a little tension, no harming. Soften your hands, but don't let them go. To the right side, draw a circle above the line of your waist with your hands. Feel your rib cage rotating. Another. Then a bigger circle. Concentrating on holding the hands just the right amount. Adding a squat for the next two. Big squat as you circle around, big circle, let it flow, let it sweep, then come up to the top, give a squeeze, inhale. Exhale, flow down your arms, mountain pose. Other side, weave pointers out, arms up. Let the back ribs lift too. So it's not just the front body leaning back, but it's grounded in the belly, ribs up, shoulders up, squeeze, squeeze. Relax. Other side. Go mindfully. Take your time. Three different ways. The high version, the big circle version, the straighter legs. The version with the squat. One more time. Up and around. Give it a squeeze at the top. Release your hands, lower down your arms. Pause a moment. I am grounded. Whatever else you want to add to that affirmation. Please step to the top section of your mat. Sweep your arms out to the sides, reaching up, breathing in. Wide arms, heart forward, catch the back of your legs, folding in, breathe out. Hands come to the shins, inhale, lengthen your spine and arms. Bring your hands down, right leg, left leg, plank. Knees down, breathe freely with an inhalation when it comes. Upward dog, tone in your low belly. Keep the tone as you go back. Puppy or down dog for 5. Allowing free flowing movement in these shapes today. Not the usual steadiness necessary, but just allow it to be explored. Allow it to rock. Find stillness at the end of your next breath. Walk your feet towards your hands. Fold towards your legs, breathing out. Bend your knees a bit, stand up, sweep up the arms as you go. Bring them down into your sides, release. Again, wide arms. Wide arms. Swan dive version, catch the legs, fold in. Straighten out your spine, tone your belly here. Try to keep that tone. Other leg back first, left leg, right leg, plank. Knees down, toes release. Guide your pelvis forward with a strong belly. Lift your ribs, gaze down. Going through the knees and then lift up to a down dog that has a little bit of freedom for movement, rocking, knees bending one at a time. Keep the rhythmic breathing going. Allow the pauses, the length in the breath to be discovered. And come through stillness one more time. Let your knees bend deeply. Work your way forward and fold in with an exhale. Strong legs standing. Sweep it up. Bring down the arms. Release. Give a moment for your shoulders to find their happy alignment. Shoulder blades coming together and down the back. Little time to imprint that shape. How it frees up your neck. Crescent lunge. Left leg first. Been doing this one pretty regularly, so it's big step back. The front knee bends over the ankle and the arms come up or hold the waist. Lower your back knee towards the floor and lift. So both knees bend a bit, but focus on that action in the back knee. 4, 5. Warrior A, bring your back heel down, hands together, bend your elbows, rest your head into your arms. Gaze down. The heel down makes so much of a difference with the energy. One more time. Returning to the crescent, ball of the foot, the kick out, open mouth exhale when you're ready. Other side. Give yourself a little time to work with your feet, to wiggle into the shape, find the balance. Add the arms. Bend and straighten the back leg. Gluing that front big toe root to the floor. Not permanently, just for a few breaths. Virabhadrasana A, heel down and angled in. Hands together, rest back into your arms. So your head is supported in this little back bend. Opens up the breathing space. One more time. Return to crescent. Kick it out. Exhale, open mouth. Release. Elephant. Hands together, elbows together. Touch the space between the eyebrows. Spread your feet and reach back for the invisible chair pose. Keeping a little upright with this arm position. 1, not your maximum today. Just go until you feel some sensation. 3, quieting the mind. Big open feet. One more time, breathe out. Coming up, breathe in. Exhale. To the right side. Turn out, widen, and find your 45-degree turn out for side lunge flow. Hips, knees, feet all about turned out the same degree. Bend your left knee towards your toes and return all the way upright and take it side to side. Optional to add the tap where you reach across. You don't have to touch the floor, you can just reach across. But that's a nice addition to your practice. 4, 4, 5 for a hold. The hands on the thighs support the spine. Breathing out again. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming up to center. Wide forward fold, heels move out to parallel feet, coming down. Finding this union of opposites, grounded brain, hands and feet, uplifted belly, shoulders, pelvic floor, arches, hands and feet have arches. One more time. Tone in your tummy for a twist in this position. Bring your right hand under your face. Bring your left arm out to the side, just halfway parallel to the floor. So the low back is stable here. This gives us a chance to do a mid-back rotation. If you want to keep reaching up, you may. Okay, for knees to be bent or straight. Reminding myself not to go for that maximum today, but just enough. A gentle touching in your range of motion. Back to center, breathe out, head down. Breathe in, a halfway lift preparation, move the hands and over to the other side. Start with parallel to the floor, maybe a little higher. Mid back, neck, this side. Focusing on the tone in the belly and the steadiness in the low back. Release, back to center. Bring your feet closer together. Let your knees bend. Come on up to standing and pause. While we're here, warrior B, side facing, lunge it out. Stretch out your stance, reach your arms. Turn your head. Palms up, softens the shoulders. That symbolism of what's unilluminated right now. So offering the possibility for things to be illuminated. Flip your hands back over, other side. Start with your feet, build yourself from the ground up. Spine long, head turns. Turn your hands towards the sky. One more. Release, coming back, top section. Holding the forehead and the back of the skull. Standing in mountain. Switch. Preparation for cow face pose as well. Has this energy hold on the third eye, the command center. The place where we say, I know, and release. Breathing with the arms, standing easy in the feet. Elbows bend. So a few times just move your inhale, let your arms rise. Exhale, lower. Notice the next time the inhale rises, start the movement with that. Start coming down when the exhale comes. Come into a belly center hold, both hands. Feet can move together. Bamboo in the wind, big toes touching, or just closer feet, allowing for a little bit of swaying. Next time you breathe out, be still and steady and centered. I am centered, I am grounded, and release. Mountain feet, interlace, press. Bend your elbows, lift your ribs, interlace, press up. Side bend right. Range of motion. Up to center, eyes up, press. Side bend left. Up. Bend your elbows. Release your hands behind you. So, let's see. Mountain, then an internal shoulder rotation to bring your hands behind. Do the other weave. Bring your shoulder blades together and down the back. A little squeeze back there to open the chest. Right ear, right shoulder. Breathe slowly again. Chin down. You're in control of how much you do with everything. These ideas. Over to the other side. Stretching the neck. Are your feet spreading? Are they relaxed? Back to center. Lift your chin, gaze down your nose. Bring your jaw up into your upper jaw. Sort of stretch that underside. Then lift the back of your skull to find a balanced head and release your arms. Breath of joy a few times. The sweep of the arms with an inhale and the exhale into a fold. Give yourself a breath or two. Maybe you just like to stay in your fold, or if you want to stand up and try that again, a time or two more. Maybe one more. We can do that 3-part. Inhale forward, sides, and up. Then exhale and stay, rock. Find your way. Allow movement, flow. And walk it out. Bringing your knees down. Rise up. Lizard pose. Stepping the right leg forward with the turned out hip, knee, and all in the same direction. Coming on the inside. The back knee might want to just move, give it space. You may lift it by tucking the toes under. Opening this up today to movement exploration. Just a little bit of flowing energy there. And then back into Hanuman's pose. Slowly stretch back, lengthen your spine and your leg. Cross both hands to the other side. Backing off just a little bit, not going for the maximum growth sort of mentality so much. That's tomorrow. Today is the pause. Bring it back. Starting from the same position for the other side, lizard. Set it up on this side, offer the possibility of a little bit of movement in the shape. Anytime we have spinal extension, we want the low belly to tone. Uddiyana Bandha, sometimes called the airbag effect for the lower back, where it helps protect the lower back because we're engaging the front, giving the back space and support. Head on back to Ardha Hanumanasana, Hanuman's pose, the symbol of love and devotion. Who would you move a mountaintop for? Breathe out one more time. Release. All slow. Cushion up your knees if you'd like for a wide child's pose twist yin style. I'm going to be there for a little bit so a little softness can be nice. Sorry about that. Wide knees. Rotation. So your hips can be further towards your feet or not. You could use more cushioning under your head or shoulder. I usually use my other arm, the one that's not threading in this pose, to support my head. Working with the energy lines of the lungs. Relax, enjoy your breathing as much as you can. Let go of effort. Make refinements if you need to. Sometimes time helps you settle into the shape. Nothing is harmed. Slow breathing. Release one more time. Coming out is part of the practice. In the tradition of yin, going where you'd like to go as a response. Considering the second side. Wide knees, child's pose, rotation. It can look lots of different ways. Make sure to give yourself support. To take a little time with your refinements to find the shape in your body on this side. It's a bit of a consolidated shape. Remember your upper breath space, your collarbone zone, your upper lungs. And let's move into the response pose as you are ready. Take time coming out mindfully. Felt kind of good just to stretch out the legs and everything onto my belly last time. So I'm going to go back there. You can do downward dog, whatever you want to do. Find some other shape and let it soak in. Feel your energy. Rest your mind upon your breath. The lake of the mind, still. And coming to your belly from where you are. If you're not on your belly, that's fine. Decide if your blanket is okay where it is, or get it out from underneath you for a crocodile, which is a little bitty extension. Arms stacked comfortably. Chest is lifted slightly. Pelvis grounded, feet wide, legs wide. Soft gaze down the nose. Switching the arms. Keep it really light so we don't need to do the core engagement. On this last breath, ask for the bandhas to tone before releasing this pose and rolling to the right side of your body, stretching out, finding balance. Stretch out your bottom leg and ground it. Bend your top leg and catch your toe with your first two fingers and thumb. So we encircle. Maybe let that leg straighten up. And if that catch is too much to keep in, if you want to straighten your leg more, just let go and catch the back of your leg instead. And then lift up your head to your hands. Vishnu's reclining couch. Vishnu associated with the waters. Do engage the low belly and the pelvic floor here. One more time. Side lying half bow. Transition. Catching now from above your front ankle or shin. Letting your shoulder and the front of your hip open. Side laying half bow. Like dancer pose. The leg pushes into the hand to create the bow. To finish, bring your heel a little closer to your body. Mindful around your shoulder, your knee, all of joint attachments. Not maximum, just nice. Other side. Controlled. Change to the second side, finding your side body balance. Side lying mountain, ridgeline pose first. Because this one challenges the balance, the Vishnu pose. If you want to try bringing your leg into a bent position to catch the toe and explore straightening to some degree from there, then folding your elbow and coming up with your head. Use your leg on the ground for stability. Press into it. Activate it. 4, 5. Lower your head and arm once again. Lower your top leg. stacking the legs. Bend your top knee, half bow, dancer style, so the open style, pelvis forward, foot rests into the hand. Each exhale tones the low belly. And bending your knee a little more, your elbow a little more, bring your heel towards your hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. Top hand in front of your chest helps control that roll to the belly. Dolphin pose. Get onto your forearms. Pike it up. Lock in. Head between the elbows. Shoulders lift into the body. Belly lifts. Swimming dolphin. Head forward and back a few times. Strong open shoulders. One more. Back. Ease your knees down, release your feet. Balasana. Child's pose. Legs together or not. Forehead towards the knees, long neck. One more time. Breathing out. And come through and sit down. If you'd like, you can sit on your blanket for the dragonfly, wide leg pose, yen style. So the legs are relaxed. If we do Upavishta Konasana, it's like standing where you have your feet all activated. Let your feet relax, legs relax. Some bodies prefer a bit of a lean back here. Keep that positive as far as nice, comfortable shoulders open. Focus on relaxing the muscles of the legs and the feet. Meditative breathing. So now that we've been here a little while, maybe exploring the fold, one hand at a time, tilting forward with your pelvis and coming out and down. Soft version. Awakens energy across the seat and the low back of the body. Take a little time to come up. Bend your knees. Pause. Coming off your blanket and coming to the floor for some practice there. The option to lie back on your blanket under your chest. I'm going to open up to a bit of a longer shape so that I can roll a long bit of blanket. I'm going to place that behind my shoulder blades, mid back of your heart. And it can be slightly higher or lower, depending on where you tend to be round, where do you hold tension back there, just having a little idea of where that lift in the other direction might feel nice in your spine. We get some of this without the blanket, but with the rolled blanket, it's just like a soft version of the foam roller. So easing back and over. You could support your head with your hands, decide what you'd like to do with your arms and legs. Is your low back comfortable? Do you need to resettle by pressing your feet? Arms could stretch out above the blanket, out by your sides. Let yourself relax. Some quality time with your breathing. Next time you breathe in, do a 3-part breath. Inhale, swell your belly. Let it move up, filling lungs all the way to the top. Then releasing towards the belly. Another time or two. And then 5 more cycles of breath. If you wanted to bring your feet into butterfly, that could be added. Just the effort needed to come off of your blanket, returning to the back of your body. Bring in your knees as a counter pose, a forward fold, lying down. Some free movement with your knees to chest practice. Feel how your knees are connected to your lower back. As you move your knees around, your lower back is responding. Bring it into a happy baby pose or another feet in the air practice if you wanted to come up into maybe a half shoulder stand or something like that. Keep it light today. That's the meditation. Working softly. Moving in to a lying twist. Take your time with lowering, using the lowering the feet close technique if you'd like to use your transverse abdominal muscles. Maybe one foot comes down before the other so that you don't create any strain. From bridge foundation, press your feet, lift up your hips just a little bit, shift them a couple of inches over towards the right, then roll to the left side of your body, supporting your head. Your blanket could go between your knees. So we'll do this as a yin style pose. So that's where that makes it more easeful for me, but maybe for you, your blanket under your head or somewhere else would be more nice. Going towards the back of the body, rotating the mid back to your own degree. settle. Relax any muscular effort. Plenty of time. One technique with the breathing is to find any tightness along your spine and breathe with awareness into that space to invite softness and compassion there. Allow a few more cycles of breath. Invite the bandhas to engage for this transition. To be present in our bodies. Shift your pelvis back to center. Pause with a neutral spine. And to the other side. So exhale, tone. Press feet, shift, hips. Come over to the other side. Supporting head between the legs. Give yourself support. Rotate when you're ready. This side of your body. So the legs don't have to stay stacked or anything. Just let your body do what it needs to do for this. The idea of this shape to be therapeutic, non-harmful. Focus on letting go of muscular effort throughout your body. Allow space between your thoughts, resting your mind. The mind can rest on breath, body, the senses, present. Soft twist. Soft breathing. Breathing all the way out. Grounding the belly. Feel your inhale start to rise. And bring yourself back to center. So whatever order, it feels nice to come partway out of the twist with my head and arm before moving my lower body out of the shape. So working with yourself in that way. Find center, pick, bridge up, resettle, center your spine, ground your shoulder blades. Coming into a figure four to finish our shapes before resting. Not maximizing this one today, just let it be a sweet amount. Sukha. And the other side. Mindfully done. How are you today? Find that sweetness for today. Shavasana. Resting pose. Maybe a little side to side with the hips to help relax them after that compression. You could cocoon yourself up with your blanket in some way, wrap it around you, put it on top, use it underneath. Where is it most beneficial? Feeling free to use as much stuff as you want at your house, especially. Nice long neck, centered spine, a curve in the lower back and the neck lifted away from the ground. Feel where weight comes down solidly at the back of the skull and shoulders. A lot of your rib cage touches the ground in the back. Sacrum, the heels. Smoothing the space behind the forehead, between the eyebrows. Hands could come up and lightly touch the center of the forehead here and just do a little smooth out to the sides a few times. Before dropping into rest again. Letting the water settle so the moon and the stars may be reflected in your being, mirrored in your being. Welcome. That fresh energy of inhale starting to stretch. Opening and closing your hands a few times. Bringing your feet closer to your body and in towards your chest one at a time. Letting your ankles do a little bit of movement. circles back and forths. Rock gently across your lower back with your knees into your chest. Coming to sit without disturbing the peace of your body. We get to know ourselves through the practice, what works for us, what doesn't work for us. Sukhasana. I am grounded. I'm ready to grow, to shine, to expand. Weave it into the new beginnings gesture once again. Grateful. Thanks for coming to practice this morning. Lighting our internal fire, our internal light